Savannah, or they do it in areas where there's not a lot of traffic. It's a lot of foot traffic.
So then this governor signed a bill. What's he signing in?
He's signing in to allow these things. They're not allowed in a lot of places.
Because of drinking, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought I wanted to put the story in here because I wanted to talk about the one we got on one, and they look like they're really fun. It seemed like a great idea. You get a bunch of people out. And as
tough as you said it was to operate this thing, could you imagine trying to operate this in San Francisco?
Oh,
with all the hills?
Yeah.
Going downhill would be scary, man.
It'd be scary as hell. You go, what's that famous road in San Francisco? It's real windy.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it.
Do you know that's actually not the most windy road in San Francisco? They call it that, but somebody corrected me the other day, and they showed me a picture of it on Google, and I was like, well, you're correct. That is not the most windy road. It's the most well-known. I think the other one's in the ghetto, so they don't want to talk about it.
Oh, it's in Oakland?
Actually, there's no ghetto in San Francisco, is there, man? The ghetto house costs $500,000 a year. You're like, oh, geez.
Well, we're going to end this segment the way we do every single week. I want to stay on time because Chad Schnorr will be calling in a little bit from boltprospects.com. But everybody knows that listens to the show in the first segment, we always end it with the Badass of the Week. Dun, 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 the Badass of the Week. Badass of the Week, yeah. There you go. Joe, you should be leading that as the resident punk rock singer.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm out of tune.
We're always out of tune. Yeah.
I didn't know punk rock singers had to be in tune.
We care about key, all right?
Kilo?
It's all key. I know. I really have no idea whether I'm in key. I try to harmonize once in a while, but,
whatever.
Yeah.
So today's Badass of the Week, okay? Hats off to this guy. He stole a truck, drove it into a creek to both get back at his boss and go to jail to get away from his wife.
Oh, I heard about this guy.
Okay, this guy hates his job. Scott Van Diver hates his job. So he took a company vehicle. So he drives it into a creek. And then he wanted to get fired, but he also hates his wife. He didn't want to be stuck at home with her when he did get fired, so he figured, you know what? I'll steal the truck, I'll get fired, I'll get thrown in jail where I can have some peace and quiet.
Dude.
So that's today's Badass of the Week,
I think that's incredible, man. I think it's a statement on today's society, too. He's like, look, man, I don't make enough money. This is getting old, dude. I'm done with this job. I'm working just to pay my bills. Screw it. I'm going to jail. Give the guy credit.
Well, it's a testament to our justice system as well.
And
if it's obviously not bad enough if you want to go there.
No, that's a very good point. It's not that bad, dude. It's really not. I mean, in some places there's TV and stuff, and if you get lucky to get locked up and actually go to prison, they give you everything. You can have guitars and everything.
Man. Oh, yeah, you get free education if you
want.
Free
education, yeah.
And the ham sandwiches are delicious.
Free dental.
And the warm milk.
Like, I'm thinking about getting rid of my dental plan and just going to jail every 3 years and getting a good checkup and run through the whole thing. Be like, all right, thanks, guys. This is great. Appreciate it. See you all in 3.
You'll probably get laid more there than you do in real life, too.
Hey. Maybe by the nurse. All right, stop, man.
I thought of a new nickname for you,
Nurse
by the
John?
way.
Yeah, well, at least he wears a skirt.
On that note, I thought of a new nickname for you the other day.
No, I don't even want to hear that.
No, this is actually pretty funny. This is not insulting to you.
Okay.
Remember how when you went on your trip recently, the name of the young lady that you engaged in the horizontal mamba with?
I remember.
Her name was Seven, right?
That was her name.
So I decided your new nickname is 8 because 8 comes after 7.
I'd like to think. I'd like to think that's the way it worked, but hey.
See, I told you it wasn't insulting.
Hey, if you want to go,
I was giving you credit.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
Well, the key is if you haven't got laid in a while, you make sure you drink a lot before you have sex. So
very important.
So it takes you a while. Yeah,
absolutely.
That way you think you're a stallion.
Speaking of 7, why was 6 afraid of 7?
Why?
Because 7, 8, 9.
So there you go.
7, 8, 9. Oh, okay. Was that like on a Dixie cup that you had when you were a kid or something?
Bazooka.
Oh, really? Or a menu at Denny's or something? What was that?
Here at the Cranial Mission Show, tune in for the banter, but stay for the jokes about numbers.
Wow.
Number 1. On that note.
Well, guys, when we get back, a bunch of different topics to get into here. A man with one of the craziest names I've ever heard actually proved his identity to Facebook. You know how people historically have problems with names on Facebook
Lord
accounts?
Cheese.
Lord Cheese being one of them.
Right.
What would you go through just to have your name in the press? Just to see your name on posters, on advertisements, and an airline story that's sweet revenge for all of us that have had bad airline experiences. So, Craniac, stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, I am Dr. Ira Goldman, 3-star board-certified rated plastic surgeon taking over for the newly retired Dr. Raji. I will continue his legacy of excellence. It is now my turn to share an important message with the growing number of older men out there. Have you ever felt an excruciating pain in your stomach? Do you believe you have a hernia only to find out you're sitting on your testicles? Have you developed a rash on your beanbag from a dirty locker room floor? Up until now, Triple S, or saggy scrotum syndrome, has been an affliction that many men have just had to live with. Life without Triple S is no longer a fantasy. I use the tried and successfully utilized techniques of Dr. Raji for full scrotum rejuvenation therapy. Throughout a series of operations and an exercise regimen, I can give you back the testicles of a 20-year-old man. Call during this commercial and I'll also give you back the foreskin of a Greek god. Let's hear from some of our related patients. Patient number 1.
For the last 30 years of my life, I've just wanted to die. My scrotum hung so low that when I went to the bathroom, it was like I was making test tea. Ha ha! Get it? Since my rejuvenation and optional foreskin reformulation, I'm ready to take my piggy to market again. Thank you, Dr. Goldman.
Patient number 2.
After almost suffocating my wife with my enormous droopy matzo balls, my friend Moish told me about Dr. Goldman's testicle rejuvenation. Yes, it took several invasive operations. But it's not like I had anything better to do. Now I can take Goliath down with my sling. Oh, thank you, Dr. Goldman.
So call me, Dr. Goldman, at 1-555-541-SACK to begin your transformation today.
First, there was 5-hour energy, and then there was 6. Now you can get a continuous 48 hours of energy because cardiac arrest is taking energy drinks to a whole new level.
Just one bottle has kept me up for days!
Cardiac arrest contains a formula that was once only available to Chinese military personnel.
You don't get that rundown feeling because you're never gonna come down!
Cardiac arrest is making dieting a thing of the past.
Don't worry about the calories because you're never gonna feel hungry!
Cardiac arrest is gonna get your motor running.
My bowels have been empty for weeks and I feel great!
Look for cardiac arrest energy drinks at a flea market or fireworks stand near you.
Howdy, friends. I'm local internet sensation and arch enemy of the evil Patrick Stewart, Lou Bob Jenkins. And when I have some spare time in between noodling for catfish and reconditioning mattresses, that's when I listen to the Cranial Mission Show with my good friends Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, and the Reverend Joey T.
Cranial Mission Show, hanging out here, Garage Studios, otherwise known as the Christie Residence itself. Having fun, hanging out, and listening to the Reverend Joey T's, one of his many musical projects from the Sons of the Working Class. It's a song that you're hearing from the album. And, you know, hey, you want to be a part of the show, you want to call in, you can do so. It's 813-438-6068. Go to cranialemissions.com. Listen there. We have an international audience from around the world. It's a lot of fun. Go to Twitter. Follow us there at Cranial E. And, of course, Facebook.com/The Cranial Emissions Network. Next segment, we'll have Chad Schnarr from boltprospects.com. Looking forward to talking to him. Haven't talked to him since the break, since the break in the season after the finals. So be good to catch up with him. But you guys wanted to bring back the beer call for round 2?
Yeah, we got the other beer ready here.
Okay,
this one,
so let's do round 2 here.
Taste it, see what you think.
The silence you just heard was all of us simultaneously sipping on beer. That's got an IPA quality to it.
It is.
It is definitely an IPA.
Yep. It's funny. I'm drinking an IPA. I'm drinking a.
The funny thing is, it's very light IPA though. It's not. It doesn't have a really strong aftertaste.
It's an English style IPA.
Okay.
This is 7 Mile Bridge from Two Henrys Brewing here in Plant City.
Oh, it's a local.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and Two Henrys is pretty cool. They're named. They derive their name from Henry Flagler and Henry Plant, the two big railroad guys that kind of basically settled Florida.
Yep.
So a lot of their beers are railroad themed and named after different things. This one's a 7 Mile Bridge.
And built a 7 Mile Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, never saw it happen in his lifetime. Rebuilt it 3 times, you know that. It blew down in 3 storms. And he rebuilt it, and he died before it was ever finished.
Now, the 7 Mile Bridge is the one that connects to the Keys, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. And it's I learned this recently. Did you know up until early 1900s that Key West was the largest port in Florida?
No, I did not know that.
That's why the railroad ran down there.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, and then it just became too much to get it in and out of the port.
Right, Tampa probably became...
Tampa, then you get Miami. And
did you also know about the Keys that because it has one of the largest homosexual populations, that's where the expression "any port in a storm" came from?
No, that's not.
Really?
No, that's not true. Ben, that's false. That's false, and you're gonna alienate our gay listeners, dude.
Well, I would think that they have a sense of humor if they haven't been alienated by this show already.
Good point. Good point.
That's a very good point.
That was just a fun tidbit of information.
Yeah, but a very false one at that, dude. Very false one, but fun tidbit.
That's why the slogan is cranial missions, question everything, consider anything, question everything, consider anything.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah,
I got to get
what's
my
the
own
slogan?
freaking... I wrote the goddamn expression. You think I'd get it right.
Lie about anything. Was that what it is? Sometime? I guess.
Well, we teased before the break Facebook and the names, and it's, Lord Cheese, our loyal listener and great friend, the problems he had with his first name being Stacy, his last name being Cheese, and Facebook not allowing him to use his own.
Do you actually know
name.
how it happened?
Well, catch everyone up to speed on this.
So his name is Stacy Cheese. It was on Facebook, and one day I don't know why I was bored at my previous job, and I copied his profile picture and saved it as mine, and then I changed my name to Stacy Cheese, and I went around posting to all of our friends. And everybody thought it was him, and he even got confused at one point, thinking, "I didn't post that." Because on Facebook, unless you actually click on the profile, it looks like because it had the same name, same profile picture, it looked just like him.
Right.
So he changed it.
That's funny.
Well, then that started a whole thing where we were changing our names. We changed our names to one of our friends, Sean Poplowski. We all changed our last names to Poplowski. He was Stacy Poplowski. I was Caleb Poplowski. Craig Grooms got involved, and he was Craig Poplowski. And of course, that got a nice rile out of Sean. But I guess that's when Stacy went to change his name back, and it wouldn't let him. It said, "We don't take fake names. You have to use a real name." And
he's like, cheese isn't real?
Well, no. The best is cheese wasn't real, but moon made of cheese was
okay.
completely acceptable.
Okay.
And that's what he's been ever since. And then
he can't change it back unless he goes through the steps to prove it. Well, this guy in this article wanted to make his Facebook name something long and complicated.
Okay.
So he actually went through the steps to legally change his name to something long and complicated, so he could then prove it to Facebook that was his name.
Wow, that costs a couple bucks too, probably.
I'm sure.
I mean, not a ton, but I guess it's a couple $100.
We were talking yesterday.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Tom Grom and Jesus and I were talking yesterday about Facebook and the for good or bad, the changes that it's made to our society and how much it actually dominates our society. And that's a prime example of it, with someone actually going to the length to change their name just for to be able to have a profile with that name on Facebook.
They've actually got a picture of his driver's license here, and last name is complicated, first name is something long and.
Something long would definitely get, it's a good introducing, leave the complicated out. You're just like, what's your name? Something long.
Is that like his pickup line, too, when he's at the bar? He's like, hey, baby. They're like, what's your name?
Is that
something long.
Is that one of Howie Long's kids? Hey, I'm something long. What's going on, dude? Yeah.
Well, if he's an ugly guy, she turns around and says, oh, hi, something long. I'm herpes.
Yeah, ooh. Something itchy. That's her name. It's a whole totally different
Interestingly enough, in China, he's got a cousin named something wrong.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Good
knew that was coming.
But people want to see their name up in lights as well. Everyone, look, in sales, they teach you what's everyone's favorite name? Theirs.
Yeah,
and that's why
absolutely.
you say it back to them, because in sales,
which I hate, by the way.
It's a tactic. When people say your name back.
I guess it's, coming from sales, my first 13 years of my career was all sales-based, and That's just beat into your head. And I hate
Yeah.
going anywhere where there's a commission salesperson that
Oh, God.
is using sales techniques that I'm